Are you ready?
A Shot of Wrestling, episode 326. And away we go.
Is that the message you got? We about to go live. Are you ready to rock? So take a shot. Oh, so take a shot. Oh, yeah. I'm a street breaker. I'm a heartbreaker. This is my dawn. I'm a Ramon Razor. Rick Flair, Nature Boy, about to seek and destroy. It's an SOW. Let me hear you make noise. Take a shot, boy. Is that the message you got? We about to go live. Are you ready to rock? So take a shot.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of A Shot of Wrestling. I'm your host at Malgazay Buddy, joined, as always, Davenport. Davenport, what's going on, buddy?
Really? So you're just dropping Mark?
Playing back last week's show, it just sounded so cool, Davenport.
It's not my name. It's disrespectful. It's not my name at all.
What's going on, buddy? How you doing? How's life?
Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? It is me, your favorite actor, Mark Schwann, in the house. What's going on, Michael J?
You're officially not my favorite actor anymore because I watched Glass Onion. Great job by Dave Bautista. Great job.
Dave Bautista was always your favorite actor, I think.
It's up there. Like, you tell I love him so much because I hate horror movies, but I want to see that Knock in the Cabin one. I hear he does a great job in that one.
That does look good.
It does look good. Shyamalan went to him directly, said, "This role is for you. We need you in this role." I'm like, wow, that's a huge compliment.
Yeah. No, it looked dope. I think it's out already, right?
Yeah, it came out last month. So I'm waiting for it to come up on
I'm so behind.
Yeah, you and me both. But then I'm like, oh, I'm not going to watch a show alone in the dark in my house. That's why I want to watch in the theater with somebody to hold my hand, but whatever.
You were just telling me you were watching an ID Discovery show.
Yeah, but that was on an accident at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I woke up and then it just sucks you in. The story sucks you in about the guy whose wife went missing.
And that's like a real life thing.
Yeah, with real life video footage.
Fiction or
yeah, no, it was crazy. But also I realized, I don't know about Mark, you have your finger on the pulse of Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
I'm old. I'm really fucking old now. Because my mother always say, some comedian said, you can tell when you're getting old when you don't know the host and musical guest of Saturday Night Live. So anytime she didn't know who anybody was, she goes, oh, I guess that means I'm getting old. Maybe you can explain this to me. All week, my phone's been blowing up notifications about Vanderpump, some guy named Tom, there's something happened. I'm like, I don't know who any of these people are. Can you leave me alone? Like, every day, there's at least 2 or 3 notifications about Vanderpump, Tom, Rachel. I have no clue who these people are, Mark. They drive me crazy.
Yeah, I have not caught up on them either. I am also getting up there in years, so cheers to getting old, buddy.
Yeah, I guess.
Cheers to getting old.
I guess so.
Yeah. Listening to NPR, watching C-SPAN, going to sleep at 10:30. Sleeping in now is 6:30 in the morning.
That's nuts.
You know, that's where I'm at right now in life. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Good for you.
Hey, I mean, hell, not for nothing. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is also 40, and it looks like he might play another year. So
for the Jets, Jets.
Dude, this sucks.
Wow, good for you. Congratulations. You got a Super Bowl MVP.
Well, it's not guaranteed yet. He's still not making a decision yet. Meanwhile, free agency starts by the time the show airs. So, I don't know, man. I hope he retires. I am not an Aaron Rodgers fan.
Wow.
I actually have gone on record to say I will no longer be a Jets fan for as long as he's on the Jets.
Why do you hate him so much?
Oh, we don't have time for me to go on. We're already so deep into the intro. Well, I have a lot of reasons why I do not like this man. Long story short, I just think he's a hypocrite. I think he's an asshole. I think he's self-entitled. I don't think he's a good fit for New York. I think there's a lot of drama, a lot of baggage that goes along with him, and I think he'll be a distraction. I think it'll be what Favre did when he came to the Jets. I think it'll be worse than that.
Wow, man, tell us how you really feel.
I think it's a dumb move to go all in on a 40-year-old quarterback. I mean, not everyone could be Tom Brady. Meanwhile, you have a 26-year-old quarterback in Baltimore who's very unhappy, who is a stud, who can carry your team for years to come. Makes no sense to me, but hell, what do I know? This is a wrestling podcast, not a football one, right, buddy?
Yes, Marcus, it is a wrestling podcast, and a lot of work goes into this. Work that you've neglected all week. So now it's my job to pick up the slack and tell you what's trending this week. Okay? Someone had to do it, Mark. You dropped the ball. I picked it up, ran with it.
Well, I asked you to pick it up. You know, I tried to start it. Obviously, it's not working. Full disclosure, my nanny's been out sick all week. So I've been taking care of my daughter for all this time, pretty much, while my wife is out working. It is not easy trying to do work while watching a little baby. So, Michael J. Putty, thank you for...
You put her in a pen, give her a bottle, put on Peppa Pig and the Wiggles, you're fine. Oh, but who am I to tell you had a parent? That's fine.
Not necessarily the case, man. This girl is a very active girl.
Anyway, have you heard this? Gambling is in the news. CNBC tweets an article saying WWE is in talks with state gambling regulators to legalize betting on scripted match results. There's no way this can go over well. Absolutely no way. Mark, your thoughts?
So they're in talks right now. And I understand why Vince McMahon is going for something like this because, yeah, I mean, that's a big deal. A lot more people make money off this, et cetera, et cetera. However, yeah, I mean, it is a bad idea. I mean, it's no secret wrestling is scripted. And I know some people will come out and say, well, hey, you could make the same argument for some other sports. I disagree, but hey, it's your opinion. You're free to share it. But as far as wrestling goes, it is definitely 100% scripted. Where's the line then? Where does it end? I actually told my wife this, like, hey, if you hear me even talk about putting money on WWE, like for real, I need an intervention. Like I need something. I need help. Like it's I don't know. You know, people are going to do it. I think there's a way where people will lose a lot of money. Like regular people, if they put money on WWE, they'll lose a lot of money for this. Even though like we feel like we know wrestling, I think Vince McMahon is going to cost people a lot of money.
Well, Lance Storm chimed in at Lance Storm saying finishers are a crucial aspect of storytelling. It would destroy the creative process. You have to go back to the one booker everyone knows who they can rely on to keep quiet. If writers cannot discuss finishers, they cannot compose or collaborate. But he's a good point.
So we're just moving on, Putty? You're not going to chime in?
Oh, no, that's what Lance Storm is, his response to what we're just, the whole gambling aspect of this. He thinks it's going to be very harmful and do damage to the business because you have to go back to this one booker who everybody trusts. You can't have bookers collaborating, people collaborating on matches, other producers. You have one guy to know everything to prevent leaks because, like you said, it's scripted. If 8 people know something, odds are something's going to leak out. Stuff leaks out now.
Right.
There's absolutely no way they can contain these leaks to make this worth it or profitable anyway. It just makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Right. I mean, that's a great point. I mean, things get leaked all the time. 9 times out of 10, I would say. Unless then, like, I don't necessarily know how it works with, like, WWE. Like, do they get some sort of profit share from this? Is that how it works? Does the NFL get some sort of kickback from it? I don't know the financial dealings behind the scenes, how that goes. But, like, you know, who's say Vince McMahon doesn't start, like, leaking stuff out on purpose as a swerve? Just try, like, you know, to
sway the bets a certain way, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like Roman Reigns is going to beat Cody Rhodes, leaks out, and all of a sudden everyone bets on Roman Reigns when their actual thing is Cody Rhodes is going to win. So everyone loses money. I think there was like something similar to boxing in the 50s, something happened like that. It's a horrible idea. Horrible idea. I think they already registered with Indiana, the Indiana Gaming Commission. So they're already registered in Indiana for something. What does that mean? That's the next step? I don't know.
You would have to think if we're asking questions like this, like the people that are Vince McMahon have to present this to, like they're definitely going to have these type of questions and then some.
And then some. They have to have a million questions, and there's no way to keep this. The article that CNBC posted saying they're working with Ernst & Young, the same people who collaborate with the Oscars and the Emmys. They keep all that stuff under lock and key. Nothing gets out. All right, cool. That works. But in wrestling, it's not going to work. There's no way this can work.
All right, so we're in the inner workings in wrestling here. People love to talk. People absolutely love to talk and spill tea. They just want to show like how much they know, et cetera, or they like to gossip. Like it happens all the time. And then you leak that to the wrong person. You leak it to a journalist because how many wrestling journalists are there? It's going to come out.
Yep.
It's going to come out for sure. I do wonder, like, how many people are actually. Would you bet on this? Would you actually put real money?
No.
On WWE,
AEW? I don't think I could. No. I wouldn't trust it. Are they leaking this? Is it real, or is it trying to swerve my vote? I get my money.
And then the Lance Storm spot, do you think it's going to sully the business then?
Yeah, I agree with him. I don't see how it can't. Again, what did he say here? If writers can't discuss finishers, they cannot compose or collaborate with each other. Yeah, you have a whole writing team discussing certain things. So you'll get one guy writing everything or two guys writing everything?
Right.
Doesn't make any sense.
Right. And then you have like the match producers as well.
It's going to be one person? It just seems like there's too many cooks in the kitchen for this. And the article kind of goes on to say, if WWE succeeds in its bid to legalize gambling on matches, it could open the door for legalized betting on other guarded, secret scripted events, such as future character deaths on TV shows. Yeah, I can see that. I'll bet on that. Because then if this happens, the whole world, Pandora's box opens, we can gamble on anything then.
The whole world becomes like the movie Rat Race.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like it's going to be wild, dude. I really hope that's not the case. I really hope it doesn't go down this way. It just kind of seems like Vince McMahon is like on a warpath to destroy all of wrestling. Like it's almost like the fact that like, I created this. I made it what it is today. Now I want to kill it. You know, he just wants to take a pillow, put it over its face, and suffocate the living hell out of it. That's what he seems like he's looking to do on his way out.
Well, we will see. I'll be following this story very closely. Again, I have no way this goes through. And I think that right now they're only focusing on 3 states, but we'll keep an eye on it. Moving on. Wrestling Al at Wrestling Al 1. Fightful Select indicates that the primary reason Tony Khan decided to change the name of the AEW All-Atlantic Championship to the AEW International Championship is because Warner Brothers Discovery asked him for a big idea to help promote Shazam! Fury of the Gods. How do we feel about this, air quotes, leveling up of the Atlantic title? Does this cross-promotion work? Will the International Championship be more successful than the All-Atlantic Championship?
I mean, I feel like it kind of flows better, the International Championship, than the All-Atlantic Championship, right?
Yeah, plus when it came out, there was, China, Japan on the belt, which is the Pacific. So right off the gate, the championship didn't make any sense. It was defended in Asia. How was that? That's the Pacific. Right. So international does make more sense, yeah.
The championship itself, did not necessarily make sense. And like, I don't know, international championship, then like what's the difference between international champion and then the world champion?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I personally don't get it. And then you already have a mid-card title with the TNT Championship.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Right. So the championship itself just makes zero sense to me, personally.
Much like we had the world title, WWE world title, then we had the Intercontinental Championship, but then randomly we got the European Championship for a couple of years.
Right.
Right.
Or the Hardcore Championship.
This seems like it's a secondary belt to the secondary title just to give another person a championship. Doesn't make any sense.
And then you have the tag team champions, you have the TBS champion, the women's champion, the trios champion now.
Yeah.
There's that. And then ROH.
People are complaining how WWE has so many belts, but it took them 50-something years. AEW did it in 4. Props to them. They caught up real quick with the championship belts.
And do you hear WB is asking, they're working on a deal with AEW for a third show?
No. Like the reality show that's making up for Roads to the Top?
I think it's another wrestling show. I saw that right before we came on the air before.
Really?
So going back to your initial question, though, I don't like the fact that WB is interfering a lot with this stuff. There's a lot of things I don't like that WWE is doing. But yeah, the whole factor of the reason why I'm not a fan of, to work with Shazam, whatever, I don't necessarily see like how that works with Shazam.
Exactly.
I haven't watched Shazam. But, like, do you get it? Like, where's the tie-in?
No clue whatsoever. A lot of people.
Is this real?
Are you dreaming? This is real, man. It's lost my train of thought. Yeah. So a lot of people shat on the whole Mountain Dew pitch black match at the Royal Rumble.
I was just thinking that. Yeah.
Okay.
I was not a fan of that either.
I didn't hate it. It was fine. But it was Mountain Dew, pitch black. The post-game scrum had Mountain Dew pitch black on the curtain, the step and repeats. Bottles were on the curtain. That made sense.
There was that sponsored match between Seth Rollins and Rey Mysterio during the Thunderdome. I forgot who the sponsor was.
The I one?
The I one, yeah. Who's the sponsor for that?
I don't remember the sponsor of that one.
And then there was a sponsor for the zombie match. Like, I don't like these.
Okay,
I don't like this.
I don't care. I understand you don't like it. Fine. But Mountain Dew is pushing this new flavor of their product. Let's give it a grand stage. So the Mountain Dew pitch black whatever the match was called. Okay, good. Mountain Dew, pitch black everywhere. There's nothing about Shazam, Fury of the Gods, on this title. It's not in the name. There's no international thing on Shazam's tagline. I don't see the connection between an all international title and Shazam. Makes no sense.
Or unless is the title holder? I don't even know who has the title currently. Like
Orange Cassidy,
the championship.
Hopefully for now, until Jeff Jarrett beats him. But
is Orange Cassidy in the movie, or is someone in AEW in the movie, or is the guy who plays Shazam going to be in AEW and win the title and go on press tours with this? Like, what? I don't understand what's happening here. Like, make it make sense at least. I feel like these product placements, if you will, I think it just dumbs down the product. Personally, there's a way to do it without just beating it over your head. Like, I see it in TV shows too, in movies. Like, at least be subtle. I understand why product placement happens. I get it. I'm not a dummy. I've seen the whole movie about it, which I think it's genius. But the matches, for example, where the Mountain Dew, the dark match, that was dumb. That was ridiculous. If you want to have your announcers drink Mountain Dew and have it out like this, cool, awesome, fine, so be it. But yeah, the Shazam thing, I don't know, it's lost on me. I don't understand it. I don't understand the purpose of the championship. The whole thing is lost on me personally. If they got rid of the championship tomorrow, I don't think anyone would blink.
No, not at all. And a month or two ago, it was season 10 and 11 premiere of Impractical Jokers, which airs on True TV, which is part of the TNT networks. They came out on Rampage and came out on Dynamite to do a little program with Chris Jericho and them to promote their season premiere. Okay, that makes sense. And then what happens this past week, MJF is on the show, Impractical Jokers. Right. There's your cross-promotion. There's your partnership. Again, I don't understand what this partnership is with Shazam. Fury of the Gods. Out now? Maybe? I don't know.
It's WB doing WB things. What else you got next for me, buddy?
I went to your girlfriend, Denise Hollywood Salcedo, at _ Denise Salcedo. The influence of Rey Mysterio is tremendous. The amount of wrestlers he has influenced, the style, impacted so much on this industry. He has one of the most recognizable masks ever, seen in many sporting events. I'm so happy of his Hall of Fame induction, and it's happening in LA. Well deserved, although kind of surprising. Is the induction of an active member of the roster bad precedent? Are they running out of big names? Could this lead to more active wrestlers being inducted into the Hall of Fame before they retire? Your thoughts?
I think you're asking the wrong questions, honestly. I think because we've seen it happen with Kurt Angle, if you're talking about that.
He was retired,
Kurt Angle was retired, but still active.
Not as a wrestler. He was an on-air personality for a little bit. He was a general
on-air personality, but he wrestled a few matches. I think Rey Mysterio is retiring. I think that's what this is. Yeah, he might be active right now, but I think this year is going to be the last we see of Rey Mysterio. He'll probably have that big send-off match with Dominic. I mean, think about the longevity of his career. I mean, he has had one hell of a career, Rey Mysterio. You know, whether you love him, whether you're not a fan. Like, I've stated before, like, you know, Rey Mysterio's never really pulled me in as a character, but I always appreciate his work. I always appreciate him as a human being. Like, Rey Mysterio, obviously a big influence in the professional wrestling world, the Lucha Libre world. And so that can't get lost upon you. But what a way to retire. You know, if you were to, if you talk about pass the torch to someone, who better to pass the torch than to your son, right?
I like how you put that. Whether you love him or you're not a fan of him. Because, yeah, no one hates Rey Mysterio. I never heard anybody say a bad word about Rey Mysterio ever.
Right, exactly.
People aren't fans
I've never
of
heard
him.
anyone say that.
I'm not a big Rey Mysterio fan, but you can't say anything bad about him.
No.
So very well deserved, but then why not wait till after he retires then, or announce that he's like a career versus something match at WrestleMania? It just feels the timing. Like many people agree with you that he is retiring. Then why not wait till he is retired to induct him to the Hall of Fame? Is it because he's in LA, California, close to his hometown? I don't know.
Maybe that could be part of it, but then it makes you think, then why not Batista? Is because I think the rumor was Batista was going to headline.
Yeah, that was a rumor.
Year's Hall of Fame.
I'm waiting for that announcement. Come on,
but it looks like, but it's typically speaking, isn't it the first announcement usually the person is headlining? Yeah, so it's got to be Rey Mysterio headlining.
And when I was getting this news together, it came out that Grand Muda was getting inducted. I'm like, okay, so I put that in my news. All right, he's going to be getting inducted. I saw it trending everywhere, and everyone's talking about Grand Muda, Great Muda, whatever his name is. But then it came out today, Rey Mysterio. So yeah, it seems like he is the headliner. What does that mean for Dave Bautista? Are they going in together? That'd be a nice little thing. Rey Mysterio and Batista have a great story pass together. But then again,
I don't necessarily know though, like because then that means someone's taking a back seat, if you will. And I think both of them they've earned enough where they deserve a standalone headline. You know what I mean?
No, dude, that was my next thought. Yeah, you can't have two headliners because both men can easily headline class. And it's not like
it makes me wonder: was Batista's schedule did not line up for this year's Hall of Fame? Maybe
I have no clue. Everything I read that he was going in today this year because it's Hollywood. Batista absolutely works perfectly. Who knows? But anyway, congratulations to Rey Mysterio. I guess.
Right. Congratulations to Rey Mysterio. Definitely well deserved. I don't think anyone could argue that. But yeah, I mean, I think honestly, I think the way it's shaping up, if Batista obviously he was asked by M. Night Shyamalan, as he spoke earlier before, to be in this movie. If Hollywood's seeing something from him, obviously then he's got the next project lined up. Obviously, Hollywood insiders, directors, producers, they've seen this movie before anyone else has seen it. And, who better to give the rub than M. Night Shyamalan?
Yeah.
People are going to listen to that. If Dave Bautista crushed it, he's going to get more roles. He's going to get bigger roles from this. So if Dave Bautista has another acting role where he's filming, there's no way he can be there. Would you really want a headliner of a Hall of Fame? Granted, it's in LA. Do you really want it to be for someone that can't physically be there? No.
Oh, no, they wouldn't induct him if he can't be there. So yeah, maybe something came up. Who knows? But we know he's getting to the Hall of Fame. It was already announced 2 years ago, so it's a matter of now question of when he's going to get inducted. I guess his schedule, they have to work with them. Can he have one? Because it's not just one day. You got to be there, promote. You got to be for the induction. Now you got to be there for WrestleMania.
Right.
Now,
just because it's in LA doesn't necessarily mean if he's in a project doesn't necessarily mean he's filming in LA. Filming happens on location all the time.
Someone was doing a press for the new Scream movie, how it's in New York. For the first time, it's out of whatever city it takes place in. But they said, yeah, it takes place in New York. We filmed it in Vancouver. So even though he's filming, it's supposed to be in a certain location, he keep filming anywhere. Anywhere can be anywhere in this world nowadays.
Right. And that's been no secret. Like Vancouver gets filmed as New York quite a bit. It used to be Pittsburgh as well.
True.
So but LA is LA. I mean, no one's going to really trick another place to be LA. It's just easier for him to film in LA. But hell, man, for all we know, his project could be in some Budapest. Who the hell knows? Whatever he's filming right now.
We're 3 weeks away from WrestleMania. People were complaining how when are they going to start announcing the Hall of Fame? They usually do it pretty around Royal Rumble time.
Right. This is pretty late.
I've been saying for a while now, since year one of the show, they got to shrink the classes down because you're running out of names. And it seems like they're going to shrink the class down. And I also realized with the whole Grand Muda thing, they don't need to announce.
Great Muda.
Thank you. I keep getting it wrong. Apologize. They don't need to announce the headliner early because now the Hall of Fame is not its own standalone event. It's after SmackDown. People are going to buy SmackDown tickets just for the Hall of Fame. They're going to buy tickets and get the Hall of Fame for free. So maybe there's going to be a smaller class because they only have an hour now. I think an hour live on Peacock. But congratulations to Rey Mysterio. Well deserved. Looking forward to that speech. But then what happens at WrestleMania? Does he retire? That might be an announcement we have to pay close attention to.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Let's get some TV.
It's time for this week's TV Takedown.
All right, Davenport, let's get some TV this week. Let's start with Raw. Kyle Rotundo at K-Dog620. After Raw, it seems WWE is all ready to make Cody Rhodes the next face of the company. John Cena bringing him out felt like it was a passing of the torch moment. Regardless of if Cody wins at WrestleMania or not, WWE was giving him Cena's spot he held for such a long time. Cody Rhodes revealed what John Cena told him, reward their noise every time. Thank you, John Cena. Was this the proverbial passing of the torch? Is Cody Rhodes now the guy in WWE?
No, he's not.
Okay.
I love Cody Rhodes, man. I think that can't be said enough. I love his body of work. I respect the hell out of him for everything he said in that promo where he was told he'll never survive this or he'll never be able to do that, and he does so every time, and he knocks it out of the park. And to get him to this spot right now is a hell of a story. He's a great storyteller. He's got a psychology degree, man. As far as wrestling goes, it's fantastic to watch. But is he the face of WWE? No. Who is the face of WWE? Roman Reigns, and that's not going to change until Roman Reigns retires.
So even
and I know you're going to say Roman Reigns is a heel, but even when Hulk Hogan was at his all-time peak, when he was Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Hell, one can make an argument Hollywood Hogan was more of a face for WCW than he was for WWF at the time when he was the real American Hulk Hogan. So you can be a heel and still be the face of a company, is what I'm saying.
That's fine. I think no one's arguing that. But if Cody Rhodes beats Roman Reigns and Roman Reigns goes on a little sabbatical, Cody Rhodes is not the face of the company, not the guy in the company.
I think it's very large shoes to fill. And not to say that Cody can't do it, but look, for example, look when Shawn Michaels won the championship back in the 90s when he beat Bret Hart. Yes, he was technically the face of the company, but what did that do? You know, Shawn Michaels is a brilliant performer, but when you talk about all-time faces of the company, he's not up there. You can be a very good performer and still not be a face of the company. Hell, Triple H was never the face of the company. It was always The Rock and Stone Cold. You know, Cody, and this is not a knock on Cody Rhodes. It's just the fact of what the business is. Roman Reigns, it's not even just the face of WWE. Roman Reigns is the face of professional wrestling today, and that's not going to end until Roman Reigns hangs it up for good.
Andrew,
your thoughts?
Andrew at Andrew_VIP kind of agrees with you, Marcus. It definitely wasn't passing the torch. Please stop this bullshit. Triple H is just doing everything he can to make Cody look like a credible opponent for Roman. I kind of disagree with that statement. I think Cody is a credible opponent. Passing the torch,
Cody definitely is.
I think his statement's two different sayings where he's trying to stay here, but I could have seen it being passing the torch moment. Clearly, Roman Reigns is the face of the business. Yeah, but it was also Stone Cold was as well. It was Stone Cold and The Rock. It seems like it was Hulk Hogan, Macho Man.
I feel like it was always more Hulk Hogan. Macho Man was in conversations. Ultimate Warrior was also in conversations, but it was always Hulk Hogan at the end of the day. I think the only time you had a 1A, 1B at all in this industry was, I think maybe one could make an argument for Hogan or Ric Flair, but still, even Hogan still beats that out for sure. So, okay, I'm going to double down. The only time in this industry you saw 1A, 1B truly as box office draws, Stone Cold and The Rock.
So why can't we have it
Only
here?
Time.
Why can't Cody Rhodes be on that level?
Why can't we have it here? Because he's just not there yet.
Really?
I'm not saying like I feel like there's a 99.9 chance that Roman Reigns is going to be that guy till he retires. You know, you can leave that small shadow of a doubt there where Cody Rhodes could take it. Maybe he can. I just don't see it happening. Again, not a knock on Cody Rhodes. I love Cody Rhodes. But, like, that is a tall tale to ask for someone to do right now, especially when Roman Reigns is just so hot.
I think I'm going to disagree. I feel like it was kind of a proverbial passing of the torch moment. Roman Reigns is the face of the business, like we just said. We agree on that. But John Cena was the face of the business. He was the face of not only WWE, but the entire business of professional wrestling. Mm-hmm. He was there week in, he was there week out, wrestling nonstop. Mm-hmm. Roman Reigns doesn't. Roman Reigns is there, here and there. He's not there every week on my TV. He's not wrestling every week. He's not wrestling. Hell, he's not wrestling at every fucking pay-per-view.
But his influence is there with the Bloodline. His name is still being mentioned. We're still talking about him. Yes, granted, I agree with you. He's not wrestling every week. He's not there every pay-per-view, but his presence is still felt. We still recognize this as Roman Reigns' show. Just because he's not doing what John Cena did doesn't necessarily mean his value is still not as high.
No, I'm not saying
maybe it might be higher.
I'm not saying it's not as high. It's just we want that guy, the John Cena guy, who's there week in and week out. Because now after WrestleMania, the rumor is Roman Reigns might be gone. Bloodline is going to disband. So what's the next chapter?
There's also rumors that Roman Reigns might beat Cody Rhodes.
What's the next chapter of the Bloodline or the next chapter of Roman Reigns where the Bloodline does disband? I'm looking forward to that. His next chapter. It's been almost 3 years of the same stuff. Let's see what happens next. But Cody Rhodes right now, thinking now, taking that ball and running with it, taking that flag, it gets more proverbial.
Well, how many people have we seen, win a championship but not become that guy? Drew McIntyre, I think we all thought was going to be that guy. We all did. When he won the championship, it was a big moment. When he threw Brock Lesnar over the top rope in the Royal Rumble, like this is like, oh my God. And we remember that iconic shot of Drew McIntyre looking down on him, all stoic. Like, oh man, this is the dude. This guy's the real deal. Won a championship at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And then what?
COVID.
And then what? COVID, I know it was bad timing, but I feel like the dude just never grabbed that brass ring to become the face of the company. It didn't happen. And not a knock on Drew McIntyre. He's very good at what he does, but to be that face, it takes something special. That's why there's only so few people who have done it. Because if it was easy, everyone would do it. The fact that Shawn Michaels, the great Shawn Michaels, me and you, it's our favorite.
Yep.
Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it, buddy. Was never that guy. It's not a knock, again. It's just the fact of what it is.
Clearly, Davenport hates Cody Rhodes. So make sure you at him with any complaints. And moving on. Oh, before we move on.
That Davenport guy.
Fun fact I read today on Twitter. WrestleOps says WrestleMania 39 will officially mark John Cena's first proper in-ring Mania match in 5 years and his first advertised in-ring singles match in 8. That's nuts. It's been that long. Welcome back, John Cena, man. Moving on to NXT. Just Alex at Just Alex Central. Roxanne Perez faints post-match after a grueling battle against Meiko Satomura. Paramedics come carry her out on a stretcher. A nice callback to the 1995 incident with Shawn Michaels fainted during a match against Owen Hart. For those of you who know WWE history, a moment I remember very vividly. So, what's going on here? I mean, you have the tough match against a legend, Meiko Satomura, a living legend who's wrestled all over the world, championship. She's untouchable. Then you introduce an injury angle? I feel like beating Meiko Satomura was enough. And these injury angles you don't see in NXT too often. So what's going on here? What was the point of this?
I'm wondering the same myself. I think we could all say it's a work. At no point in time did I see the X sign go up.
There was no X sign, right? And they were stretching her out of the building. But you hear people like, slow down. And they stop. And someone comes out, adjusts her oxygen mask. Like, all right, then that's when you knew. Like, all right, they're stalling for TV time. But okay, go ahead.
Right, exactly. Great sell job by Roxanne. Great sell job by everyone with TV production. Booker T coming out. That was a nice touch as well. It was a solid job there. And I do enjoy that flashback to 1995 with Shawn Michaels. It's crazy. There are probably listeners and viewers of our show that have no idea what we're talking about.
Most of them probably weren't even born. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Which is pretty wild to think about. But I remember that vividly. At that point, I really thought that was real. Because Shawn Michaels was he? Did he have actually physically attacked in real life?
He got jumped in
before that.
I think it was Albany, in a bar in Albany. This is one of his first matches back after he lost his smile.
Right, and there were reports of that. It seemed very real, but it wasn't. It would come to find out it was all work.
We thought it was work years later, though. Nobody knew. It was a closely guarded secret until his biography came out.
Do we remember what happened, though, with that? What was the payoff of that? So Shawn Michaels, he was out of action for quite some time because in real life, was he suspended? Was that what was going on? I forgot what was going on.
I think he was, I don't remember if suspended or injured. No.
Regardless, it was a way to write him off TV,
yeah,
right?
He was going away for a while to recover, I guess.
He was going away but then he came back and won a Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
That was the first time we saw him back. He came back. I think he was a surprise, right? He was a surprise.
I think so, yeah.
Royal Rumble.
I believe so.
If memory serves correct. Again, this is going back quite some time.
Almost 30 years. Yeah.
Almost 30. That's fucking wild. Almost 30 years.
Nuts.
Wow. Holy shit. We are old.
Yeah.
There are definitely people that don't remember that because they weren't born yet. So something's going on here. So I think maybe Roxanne is being written off TV for something. I don't know what it is. Everyone seems like it's very hush hush about what's going on. Because other than that, what could it be? What could it be? What's the next angle here?
I would say that makes no sense. We're coming up on their WrestleMania, Stand and Deliver. I believe the opponent is Tiffany Stratton. Nothing's official yet, but she's declaring herself the number one contender. It just doesn't seem like what is the reason of this injury angle. They're running with some angle where somebody attacked Nikita Lyons in the parking lot. Somebody attacked somebody else in the parking lot. So somebody's attacking people in the parking lot.
Well, but Nikita Lyons is actually injured, though.
Yes, this is why I was already writing her off TV. Mm-hmm. When Shawn Michaels did it, he wasn't champion. He had relinquished the champion after he got mugged when he lost his smile. She's a champion, so if you're going to write her off TV for a while, make her drop the belt to somebody else. What was the whole point of this injury angle, getting stretchered out of TV?
Or is there some sort of personal thing going on? Maybe it might be a short hiatus. Is she getting married or something? Like something is going on where she's being written off TV. And again, it's very hush hush. Whether it's an injury, a suspension, a personal vacation, I don't know.
And nobody's announcing anything. It's all hush hush. Any announcement we get about her, it's the fact that she's in the hospital. She got released from the hospital. They're selling this stuff more than they've sold anything else online.
Right.
They're selling it to the moon.
Right.
So something's going on.
Is there any chance, Putty?
It's real?
Is there any chance it's real?
I don't think so, no. Like I said, there was no X. And usually, the rare times we do see an actual injury, I think the last time we actually saw one was Hangman Page. There wasn't a camera in his face. There wasn't a camera following every action. Anytime there's a real injury, that's how you know. Either the X or they're not showing it on TV. They're stretching somebody out of the arena. They're not telling them to slow down, stop, for no reason. So I honestly don't believe this is real at all. I think there is something underlying going on. But a lot of people disagree with me. A lot of people are buying this. They're like, oh my God. I was checking the Twitterverse. A lot of people are buying it. A lot of people think this is real. Because of the great sell job they did.
It is a great sell job if it's not real. Which I'm more inclined to believe it's not real. Who knows at this point? I mean, like, yeah, it is weird. Because we were just talking about earlier in the program that, people like to leak shit.
Yeah.
And there's been no leak about this at all.
None. All close to the vest. It's crazy.
It's either something major is going on or this is real. It's one of the two. And hopefully whatever major thing that's going on with Roxanne, hopefully it's something positive. Hopefully everything is all right with her.
Hopefully. Someone did a video comparison of her collapsing and Shawn Michaels collapsing. And right before they collapsed, both of them, their ankle kind of buckled.
Yes.
Great sell job. That was a great sell job. Well done. Wow. Again, we'll keep an eye on it because, again, nobody knows what's going on. But we'll keep an eye on it.
Hopefully Roxanne's going to be all right, man.
We'll find out.
That's what we care about.
We'll find out in 3 weeks because Samuel delivers in 3 weeks. She has to defend the belt. So we'll find out. Tune into NXT Tuesday nights, USA Network. We're moving on to AEW. Your favorite, Prince Reno at Interview Prince. I like Wardlow, but I'm not mad about Hobbs being the new champion. 2 AEW homegrown success stories right there. I do believe I was present when Wardlow destroyed MJF at Double or Nothing 2022. Maybe that's where he's going next. Pro Wrestling Finesse at Pro Wrestling Finesse. Powerhouse Hobbs is the new TNT champion. This is long overdue. I'm glad he's getting his chance to shine. Mark, surprising development following Revolution. Powerhouse Hobbs cashing in his Sonic Circle coin to cash in on the TNT champion. Followed it on the scrum. We did it live after the scrum. Before I ask you a question, the last several TNT champions haven't been that great. Like you're the big
very short reigns. Very short reigns. Yeah, this is the shortest for sure.
Let's cover them, shall we?
Yeah, go for it.
Wardlow 3 days, Samoa Joe 32 days, Darby Allin 28 days. Samoa Joe for his first reign was 46 days. Wardlow's first reign was 136. Okay, that's some length. Scorpio Sky 70 days, Sammy Guevara 11, Scorpio Sky again 38, Sammy Guevara 42, Sammy Guevara 18. Cody Rhodes, 32. Why are there so short lengths of these TNT champions? And does Powerhouse Hobbs need to have a lengthy reign to reestablish the TNT championship? And what's next for Wardlow? Where's it go from here?
Well, first off, I have to say we have to be very careful how we talk about this because we don't want to ruffle any feathers with QT Marshall. So don't want that going on.
Is it Marshall or Marshall?
Marshall, whatever.
Because I heard two different...
all right, screw it. I'm on the shit list. Screw it. Let's go.
Your third one tonight, by the way.
Right. Somebody has to have a good run with this title because it is being rendered just as meaningless as what's the title called? The International Championship. Yeah. It's just one of these championships have to step up and get shine. Just like the TBS Championship, if you will. It's diminishing the value of what a mid-card title is supposed to be. Granted, they have a big roster. They do, but like you need a champion. The whole idea of a mid-tier championship is to elevate, right? To elevate the person
exactly.
And to elevate the division. And they're not doing that. They're not doing that.
There have been 9 champions. None of them have held world titles. A world title in AEW. They're not elevating anybody.
They're not. If anything, they're keeping them all the same. What are they doing? Just trying to make everyone happy? To keep the guys and the girls backstage happy? There's different ways you can do that. It's business. I've talked about this before. I love AEW. I love the fact there's another platform out there for wrestlers in a grand stage. I do love it. But I feel like Tony Khan wants to be more buddy with the people in the locker room than be their boss.
So you mentioned a couple times.
And that could run into problems. And I think that's the case here with this. I honestly think that's the case. I could be wrong, but like this is how I personally feel at the moment. Because honestly, if you look, you just ran through it. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense otherwise.
And of the last title reigns that I mentioned, there hasn't been really a significant feud. There hasn't really been a significant match. I think the last great TNT match was Sammy Guevara ladder match against Cody Rhodes to unify the championships. That was a great ladder match.
Right. No, it was.
There's no
it was
real
fantastic. People are still talking about it.
There's no real. I'm going through the list since day one with Cody Rhodes. There hasn't been an iconic TNT Championship moment, except maybe Brody Lee destroying the old one. Remember that? That was iconic, but that was just he wasn't even champion at the time. I don't know what to do with the TNT Championship, and I'm hoping Powerhouse Hobbs can, like you said, reestablish some sort of credibility to it.
History is not on his side, though.
It's long overdue. Yeah, somebody has to. They thought Wardlow would do it, and Wardlow did a good job with his first reign. 136 days, but how many times did he defend it?
I like them both. I like Wardlow. That's a great point, too. I like Wardlow. I like Wardlow a lot. I like Powerhouse Hobbs. I'm glad both men got their moment, but like, there's a way to make Powerhouse Hobbs look good without him winning a championship right away. You know, like he didn't necessarily have to do it at this moment. And QT Marshall could probably say, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. And this is not me shitting on him interfering in the match. Hey, listen, you're telling a story. Great. So be it. Like, I want to see how that story plays out. But like, you know, it's just how everything's going to be. I think it's more of a knock on like how the championship is being handed around. Like, you know, you get a championship, you get a championship, you get a championship. Like, Tony Khan, you can't be Oprah. Yeah. Like, you have to be a booker. You have to do your job. You can't be everyone's friend. You're going to make enemies back there. That's the business. That's being a boss. It happens.
And to be fair here, WWE done the same stretch of stuff with the IC title. I'm sure it got passed around a lot, and then Miz main focus was to bring some sort of credibility, reestablish it as a championship, and he did a fucking great job at it.
Now, and mind you, yes, I mean, yes, there were problems with the Intercontinental Championship at one point, but hey, guess what? Long before that, it's had prestige. Yeah. It built up over time to be a prestigious championship, and then it got lost in the shuffle in recent history. But yeah, you're right. The Miz helped correct that focus. You know, AEW's only been around for what? AEW's been around for what, only 4 years?
Almost 4 years, right? Yeah,
almost 4 years. The AEW, the TNT Championship is new. It's still fairly new. It was introduced 2 years ago, right? About 2 years ago, and they've never built it up.
3 years ago, May 2020. Okay, almost 3.
During that 3-year tenure, they've done nothing to build it up.
No,
to have any sort of credibility at all. They've done more for the TBS Championship than they've done for the TNT Championship. And not to knock the TBS Championship, I think that Jade Cargill's doing a great job. Like, it's solidifying that. But you need to do the same for this.
They need to do something here. I'm hoping Powerhouse Hobbs is the guy to take that ball and run with it if he's successful. See how it goes. See how the crowd reacts to him being champion. But moving on, Marcus, I apologize. I'm not as thorough as you. I'm a little rusty at doing this. You know, I've done this for many years. You've taken over, and you've done a great job with it. Like, you know, I'm having trouble reading. I don't know. I forgot how to read all of a sudden. It's insane. I apologize for my stutters and my missteps, but SmackDown
You've been doing great. Like, usually the toughest part for me is reading the names, the tags of these people.
I'm getting names. I'm getting names down pat. It's the fucking like thes, ats, us. I'm not gonna. I feel like I'm in second grade here. But SmackDown just ended, so I don't have a Twitter quote here what's trending, but I'm assuming what was trending was all about Sami Zayn and the Usos. Jimmy reunited. Jay's found his way back to the Bloodline. Sami Zayn comes out. He gets attacked by both Usos. Cody Rhodes makes the save. Cody Rhodes putting his nose in the Bloodline business. We now go back to the eagle-eyed viewers on Raw. Cody Rhodes in the background talking to Kevin Owens. Will Cody Rhodes be the guy to bring Sami and Kevin back together? Is this leading to the match that's been rumored? Sami, Kevin versus the Usos? What's the future of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens going on with Usos?
I think one or two things are going to happen right here. I do feel like WWE is trying to feel out how the fans are buzzing. I think this is either going to lead to that obvious Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn versus Usos matchup that they originally wanted. I think it could lead to that. It's telling a very good story there. Or the fact that Cody Rhodes is involved here, it could lead to Sami Zayn, Cody Rhodes, and Roman Reigns as a triple threat. I still don't see it as clear as day, of either or. I think that you could give the lean towards a tag team, but just the fact that Cody Rhodes is involved here, I can still see a triple threat.
I don't see this making sense, but it just hit me. Is there any way Sami Zayn costs Cody Rhodes a title, and this is his last test to be a part of the Bloodline?
No.
This is all a swerve.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but I could see it possibly being in the creative discussion of like, let's go this route.
I think if anything, I mean, we're going to see probably from this, we're probably going to see Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes, and Sami Zayn versus the Bloodline at Backlash. I think that's going to be a definite thing that's going to happen here. That makes sense to me.
Backlash in Puerto Rico, by the way. Nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's a big one.
That was trending this week too.
But Sami Zayn, it's a swerve going back to the. No, I don't see that. I don't see it
either. That's why I prefaced that, but I could see it being a possibility, a discussion in creative. Like, how about this is all for just Sami Zayn's final test? Because Roman is all about testing people. But
I feel like that's the equivalent of like going through 5-season arc of a TV show only for it to end with, oh, it was all just a dream. I think that would be the equivalent of that. It's just a slap in the face.
But that worked with, spoiler alert, the Bob Newhart show, but everyone loved that ending. Everyone loved that. It's like one of the most iconic series finales of all time. He wakes up on his original show dreaming about owning it in Maine or Vermont, wherever it was. But we will see, man. We're 3 weeks away from WrestleMania. Time will tell. But anyway, however, we are 1 week away from BCW's Anniversary 6. Mark, we've been on the road for quite a while now. This is our last stop. Next weekend, we will be there at the Mecca, Ridgefield Park, New Jersey, BCW.
This weekend, buddy. This weekend, Saturday, September 18th.
That's right. I forgot the whole trippy when we post the show. Yeah, the whole. Yeah, coming up.
You know, people coming 1 week later. No, this weekend, man. Saturday, Saturday, March 18th. It is BCW Anniversary 6. It's going to be at Richfield Park, New Jersey, the mecca of indie wrestling here in the tri-state area. I'm excited for this, man. A whole lot of things happened along the way. We had Ruthless Lala originally facing Riley Shepard for the BCW Women's Championship. That was the first match that was announced. Now that's changed due to unforeseen events. Kelsey Regan stepping in, man. That's a big one right there. We have Vicious Vicky facing Anthony Gangone, the rematch of all rematches.
Awesome. Looking forward to that.
For the Grand Dragon Championship there. We're still finding out what's going to happen with the World Heavyweight Championship for BCW. Marina Shafir dropped the belt. Now what? We're going to have a tournament of sorts. Is the belt going to be handed off? Darius Carter's been making a strong case for it. A lot of these questions, I mean, we have one more episode of Shot of BCW left in the tank here. I think a lot of this is going to be answered. I understand AJ Pan's going to be on, correct?
Hell yeah.
I think that must mean, Putty, I am going to have to come on for this.
It doesn't mean that. Well. It doesn't mean that at all.
I feel like
not mean that at all.
I feel like I must. And hey, here's some news for you. I just locked this in actually. Vicious Vicky will be a guest for a Shot of BCW as well. So very much so looking forward to this.
Yeah, the card looks stacked. Great matches, top to bottom. Tickets are still available. Get them while you can. It's great, man. Can't believe we're here. Anniversary's finally here. Anniversary 6, Ridgefield Park, New Jersey. Get them while you can. Any matches you're looking forward to?
I mean, it has to be Vicky and Gangone, man. I was looking forward to that one at Queen of the North 4. And it was just unfortunate the way how things went with Vicious Vicky getting injured. They had to stop the match. They had to stop the whole show.
Yeah.
And now here we go. Here we go. I think if anything now it's gotten even bigger than what it was beforehand. And honestly, I know Vicious Vicky. It means a lot more. And the fact that Vicious Vicky, she has won championships everywhere she has gone to, except for BCW, which I find fascinating.
I think we were there when she won her first championship.
At BWF, we were there. Yes.
So good for her, man. Looking forward to that match. It means so much more now. So much more is on the line. Impact does this cool thing where the X Division champion can cash in option C to vie for the world champion. He releases the belt and goes for the world championship. BCW doesn't have a world champion. How about Anthony Gangone? Cashes in option C, becomes BCW world champion. Come on. Give me Prince Nana on the phone. We got to pull some strings here. But anything can happen, man. Anything can happen.
That's another. Speaking of the embassy, like, how do we not talk about this one? Khan versus Jey Bushi?
Yeah. The embassy is slowly taking over BCW?
One by one, it seems like. But it looks like Jey Bushi's the last defense there for that.
Yeah, good luck. Anyway, looking forward to that, man. Looking forward to being there next weekend. We won't be here next weekend on the Shot of Wrestling because we'll be covering that show live in New Jersey. So make sure you stay tuned 2 weeks for all the fallout. Make sure you stay tuned to this very feed for a shot of BCW to cover everything, top to bottom, BCW. Mark, any go-home thoughts for you?
I just saw that Sami Sweetheart's coming back to Jersey Shore. I'm pumped. I'm pumped for this. I'm marking out. So looking forward to that. Any Jersey Shore fans, hit me up. We can talk about that on the side. Michael J. Putty, what about you?
This is the year 2023, the year of our Lord, some people say, and we're still talking about Jersey Shore? Reddick, you're the grown-ass man with a daughter, and you're still talking about Jersey Shore. That's wild. That's wild.
Most of them have kids, so they're around our age. It's fun to watch.
Ooh, they're what?
What?
They're around our age?
They're around. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So there you go. A couple weeks ago, I announced I was 40 years old. Mark refused to announce how old he was, but now they're around our age. It means Mark Schwann's around my age as well. So you can do the math. Thank you, loyal sleuths, for deducting that.
I'm younger. By the way.
Yeah, okay. But you could be like 2 weeks younger.
No. I'm not 2 weeks younger.
Where can people find you on social medias?
You can go to my website, yourfavoriteactor.com. All my social media links are on there, along with episodes of Shot of Wrestling as well, along with interviews from Hollywood's Corner. Check it all out, yourfavoriteactor.com. Hey, and while you're at it, give us a follow on social media, at Shot of Wrestling, all across the board. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Do we have a TikTok yet? I don't think we do.
No, we're adults.
Okay. Only the number one app in the world right now.
I want China to know my shit. Hey, okay, I apologize.
Okay. All right. Hey, listen, that's a respectful answer. Thanks. And anywho, while you're at it too, guys, I mean, we really would appreciate this. Our loyal listeners, give us a review. Let us know how we're doing. Give us 5 stars if you think we deserve it. Give us 3 stars if you think we deserve it. Just give us any stars you want. Anything that you think that we deserve, we're going to work towards that, to getting that respect of getting the 5 stars all across the board, getting bomb-ass reviews. We've been, we're number 16 in our niche?
That was like a year or 2 ago. We've got to be climbing up.
We've got to be climbing up right now. So
that list should be coming out
obviously
soon.
We're doing something right.
Yeah.
Unless we're doing something right, So, but hey, we want to hear from you guys. Let us know.
Well said. My go-home thought is, I don't want Mark Schwann sleeping in the doghouse. So happy birthday to Mrs. Schwann. Her birthday passed a couple days ago. Mark is completely ignoring it on the show. So happy birthday to you. I don't know how you put up with him. Really don't know. You're a godsend. God bless you for putting up with him. But happy birthday, Mrs. Schwann. All the best. Much love. You're the best. So for Mark Schwann, before he can retort, I've been your host at Michael J. Putty. Make sure you stay tuned to a Shot of BCW Wednesday, the Go Home to Anniversary 6, right here on this feed. I've been your host at Michael J. Putty. Until next time, Putty out.
Hey baby, I hear the bell ringing, hip tosses and body slams. Oh my. And maybe you seem a bit confused, yeah baby, but I got you pinned. Ha 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 ha. But I don't know what to do when I see them with that golden case. They're cashing it in. Authority all in my face. What is a man to do? Good night, everybody.